Levinson, Managing Partner with Levinson and Associates. With me today, we have Joseph Lochran, our Marketing Vice President. And we really wanted to take a few minutes today and kind of give you a 100-foot overview and recap of our March 31st annual Agent Expo. So, keep in mind we have 10,000 agents across the country, almost 11,000 now, in just about every city in the U.S. So as you know, the annual Expo is in South Florida, so unfortunately, most of our agents cannot make it. In fact, we had a record number of attendees. We hit just over 200 agents in attendance. But keep in mind, with that number being almost 11,000 across the U.S., most of our agents, unfortunately, were not in attendance. So what we wanted to do was just kind of give an overview of what went on that day, the various carriers, presenters, what me and Joe presented and spoke about, what kind of changes we're making here at Levinson to keep our agents in front of the curve as far as technology and marketing and exclusive programs, etc. So, that was really the name of the game, and the theme behind the whole annual Expo was make it happen. And then what we did is we had a 5-minute motivational video that we kind of tied into that make it happen theme. And that's how we started the day. It's basically 9 to 5:30. We had a Tony Robbins keynote speaker who was awesome. Just a day full of great sales ideas, great new relationships were made, and of course networking possibilities. I definitely encourage you to not miss next year's Expo. It's going to be around the same time. You'll see an announcement come in another probably month or two. But yes, it's a day that you do not want to miss as a Levinson agent. And of course, you'll get to meet all of us face-to-face, which is always nice. But really, it's a day full of sales ideas that you can walk away from this meeting and start using that night to make more sales, which is obviously the name of the game here. So as you can see in those pictures in the bottom left corner, that's a shot that I took from the back of the room, and then the front of the room is next to that. Then that's me and Joe speaking, getting real serious there in the right corner, and then me speaking in the top right there. And we actually had a professional videographer there as well. So you're going to see we have a highlights video that we're going to email blast out within the next day or two. So you'll see that coming. That gives you a real good feel for what went on that day. And then we had a photographer there. So we have a full photo album on our website. So if you log into About Us, you'll see it'll say 2017 Expo Pictures. And then we have a full photo album. So if you were there, I'm sure you'll see a picture of yourself. We also did some neat interviews and just a great day for everyone. And I think it's so important that even if you weren't there, to get a good taste and feel of how that day went. And so you can use some of these great new tools, carriers, and products in your everyday sales life to grow your business. Okay, so let's jump right in here. We have a lot of stuff to cover, and as I said, me and Joe really focused on make it happen for the theme, and we wanted to show what's going on with the latest technology and trends and industry facts and things going on every day around us that have to do with the insurance industry and even outside of the insurance industry. And as you can see in front of you, we put this slide together. These are LIMRA statistics. In 1996, 80% of your prospects preferred face-to-face interaction. Those were the days of the kitchen table meetings on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock before or after the family dinner. As you can see in 2011, so fast forward, look how that number declined. So 64% preferred face-to-face. Just 2 years later, half of your prospects preferred face-to-face interaction. In 2014, okay, so another year, 23% of your customers would consider buying life insurance online. 2 years later, 88% of the total prospects and clients out there research life insurance online at one time or another. So what does this tell us, okay? What this tells us is we need to become selling over the phone professionals. We need to have an online presence. You need a website. You need to have, at the minimum, social media basics, okay? What I consider the basics: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. There's no reason why. If you have a great personality, but make a 2 or 3 minute video once a week and talk about the life insurance and health insurance industry and some new ideas, and bring up some facts and statistics, and start to post that video everywhere. There's so many ways to bring an online presence these days. And we give you all of the tools to do this, okay? Between our CRM tool and free agent website, we have a Facebook life insurance quoter. We have various calculators and videos that we can co-brand for you. I mean, there's so many different ways. But what you need to understand at the end of the day, and I don't care if you're 17 or 87, you need to have an online presence, okay? And we're here to help you do that. You need to be able to sell over the phone, and you need an online business card, if you will, which is your website, because people, especially if they're not meeting you face-to-face, they want to know who they're buying from. They want to know that they can trust you. Okay, they want to go on your website and see a family picture with you, your wife or husband, children, the family dog. That brings that personal connection. And when you're not meeting people face-to-face, it's so important. So long story short, we're here to help you do all of this. Every one of our marketers is equipped to help you with an online presence, and we have all of the tools and technology to help you do this, and most of it is free. So there's no reason to not pick up the phone and call us, and we can go over at least the basics at the minimum. Okay, moving forward here, we're going to talk about other industries and how, if you don't change, okay, the industry will pass you by. And it's so, so important. Okay, no, we don't have to be a Steve Jobs or a Bill Gates or an Einstein. Okay, but at the minimum, just understand what's going on around us. Understand what the younger generation and the millennials, how they prefer to do business with you. You have to understand it, okay, so you can relate. And it's not just your clients anymore. It's your clients' children, and it's your clients' grandchildren that you need to be able to speak to and communicate with at their level. So important. And I don't want to hear any excuses, because, you know, we have an agent that's in his 70s. He's probably on this call right now, and he was captive for many, many years, MDRT producer. And he came to us and he said, you know, my problem is not helping my clients and making money. I'm doing a great job, but I don't know how to relate to their children and grandchildren. Okay, they're asking me to send them a calculator, and they want to see my website, and they want to be able to run quotes without having me on the phone or meeting them in person. I don't know how to relate to them. So we have helped him tremendously. He now has his Facebook page up and running. He sends out monthly e-blasts. His website is fully functioning, meaning his client can go on there, run a quote, sign up online, even run an underwriting assessment, all without even having him on the phone or in person. Okay, he's doing it. So that, to me, is proof in the pudding that anyone can do this. And he's not a rocket scientist, and I'm sure he's on the call. Like I said, I mean, no offense to him, but he made it happen. He said, you know what, I need to change, and I'm willing to accept these new changes and put them in force so I can grow my business, and he's doing just that. So I love to see that. There's no excuse in my book. Okay, so these are some innovators and some companies that just did not change, and you'll see what happened here. On the right is Steve Jobs, that talks about innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. He is awesome, and I think that he's a real game-changing kind of guy. Love what he did. If you look at the left-hand side there, so we have Snapchat, Netflix, Facebook, and Uber. Okay, they have changed the game, folks. Okay, there's no more Blockbuster Video. There's no more yellow cab taxis. And what about the old school traditional yellow pages and white pages that used to be on your doorstep? Those days are over. Okay, you can see what those four companies have done in a very short time. Some of these CEOs are in their 20s and they're billionaires. I mean, it's unbelievable. But the point is, they saw the change. Okay, they put their plan in motion, and you can see what has happened here. On the right side, that is a company that's brand new called JetSmarter. If you see that app there on the iPhone, so the CEO that created that company is in his late 20s, and he worked for a company basically selling private charters. And he said, you know, I can see that I believe there's thousands of private plane charters that go out every single day in the country. There's a lot more, obviously, in the world. But he said, if there is a way that we can link these up, just like an Uber, okay, but create this for private jet charters, this would be a game changer. Well, long story short, he was right. His company today is worth hundreds of millions of dollars and is about to go public. So again, the proof is in the pudding here. These are all innovators. I love this story, and I won't go too long into this because I know we're on a short webinar, but in 1980, in fact, in the early 80s, Kawasaki came out with the stand-up jet ski. And if you were born anywhere in that era, let's say 60s, 70s, 80s, you've heard of the Kawasaki stand-up jet ski. Okay, on the bottom left corner, you can see that guy there riding it. That was unbelievable for any kid, teenager, or young adult. Everybody either has rode or wanted to ride a Kawasaki stand-up jet ski. They owned the market, okay, for PWC, personal watercraft. They owned the market for years and years and years. Well, here's what happened. About 10, 15 years later, they send out their typical customer surveys, and everybody said, I love the Kawasaki jet ski. We have no problems. They're awesome. We love to ride them. The only issue is I wish it was a little more comfortable. I wish I could take a break and sit down and ride this jet ski, because we can only last 15, 20 minutes max because it just burns you out. Well, they didn't listen to their customers, okay? They kept making the Kawasaki stand-up jet ski. They figured, you know what, we're the only game in town. There's nobody else that comes close. Well, guess what happened? In the early 90s, a small company by the name of Yamaha comes along. And guess what? They listened to those customers that bought Kawasaki jet skis. And they said, we're going to come out with the same thing, but we're going to make it with a seat. Okay, so it'll have all the pluses of the stand-up jet ski, but when you want to take a break or you want to just hang out and ride, you can sit down and relax. Well, Kawasaki did not make the change. Yamaha came out with the sit-down Wave Runner. Within 5 years, Yamaha took over 90% of the market share with the sit-down Yamaha Wave Runner. Okay, well, guess what? Kawasaki said, wow, this is unbelievable. You know, we're about to go out of business here. We better come out with our own sit-down version. Well, they did just that in the late 90s, but guess what? It was too late. Yamaha already owns the market. So fast forward 20, 25 years today, Yamaha sells 90% of the personal watercrafts with the Yamaha sit-down Wave Runner, and Kawasaki sells 5 to 10%. So the point behind all of this is let's not be a Kawasaki. Let's make the necessary changes to grow our business so we can be the Yamaha of the PWC watercraft world. Okay, that's a great point there. I love that. Even though life insurance has nothing to do with jet skis, it's a great point on how one company sat back and said, why change? We're making millions. And another company said, let's make those changes and take over the market, and they did just that. So let's all be the Yamahas of the world out there. Okay, moving forward here. This is our iGenius platform, and just give you a 100-foot overview. Marketing, complete turnkey CRM and prospecting platform. This generates 1,000 new prospects for you every month, and this is no charge. It's called Agency Automator. We're going to show you how that works in just a second. products and services here at Levinson. We give you exclusive access to proprietary products such as Sell While You Sleep and Lightning Term. Then we also have some really neat cutting-edge sales platforms that will help you get a leg up on your competition. And remember, everything that you're hearing about today is available not only to just you, but your downline as well, okay? Even if you don't have your own hierarchy and you know an agent or two that you say, wow, I'm sure Jimmy or Lisa would love to be able to give out free scholarships and sell life insurance. Well, make the introduction to us. We'll put them in your hierarchy. Sit back, make a 5, 10, 20% override, and you don't do any work. We do everything for you, and you continue your day-to-day sales. So it really is a no-brainer. Okay, as far as process and technology goes, we have exclusive access to custom drop tickets, okay, e-delivery, e-requirement, consumer websites, e-everything, okay? Now, what does this do for you? It brings you to the new world. It allows you to sell to the millennials and the younger generation over the phone by quoting and assessing a client using X-ray, signing someone up with an e-app or drop ticket in 3, 4, 5 minutes, okay, and not having to sit at their kitchen table on a Wednesday night after dinner, which nobody wants to do anymore, as we know. Now, obviously, if it's a $20,000, $30,000 annual premium case, it's worth getting in the car and meeting the client wherever they want to meet you, but that's a totally different situation. Industry-leading training equals results. So that's what you're on right now is one of our weekly training webinars, and we try to pick a new hot topic every week so you can be kept in the loop every step of the way. If there's a new product, concept, a new carrier that comes out, new technology, we're going to be the first ones to bring that to you. And if you hear of anything out there in the industry, okay, we're not perfect. I think we're pretty close, but we're not perfect. And if you hear of anything that you think will help yourself as an agent or us as an IMO, please share with us too. We're always open to ideas and suggestions. Okay, we also offer live custom webinars just for you or your own agency. So if you want to set that up, in fact, we're doing 2 today. Just let us know, and we can make sure that you're up and running and customize these presentations just around you and your agent. So we have no problem with that as well. Also, if you want to brush up, we have that online archived webinar library on our website where you can literally scroll through hundreds and thousands of webinars and videos, and you can touch on any topic that you want to brush up on, and just sit there on a Sunday or on a Saturday night and learn about anything that we go over here at Levinson today and of course in the past. So anyway, everything is here for your taking. Just call us. Anyone here can help you, and we will make sure that you are up and running and 100% comfortable, because we know if you're not comfortable, you're not going to be able to market and sell, and nobody wins at that point. So that is our job, and every one of our employees knows that as well. Okay, moving forward here, we're going to show you how Levinson is that Yamaha of that personal watercraft world. Okay, we have also grown, and we made the necessary changes to grow, and we listened to our customers, okay, which are you, our agents. So as you can see here, in 2014, we were featured on the front of Insurance Newsnet magazine as the top insurance innovator. That's me on the top right side, and of course, I wouldn't have been able to do it with our great staff, and of course, Joe on our side here. 2015, we had a great article that talks all about our scholarship platform and how that's changing the industry as the #1 lead generator. Okay, you can see the inventor there. That was mid-2015. That's when we first came out with the new Lightning Term product, the only online term product that is 100% client-driven. We have a decreasing term mortgage protection product, and now we have our brand new level guaranteed product, and both come free with the scholarship platform as well. And then as you can see, 2016 talks more about our iGenius platform and our awesome technology, and then 2017, we couldn't be any more proud of this article. Now, as you can see, we were on the cover of Insurance Newsnet. That's me and Kerry, my father. He started the agency in 1972, and this just talks about how innovation and motivation make a winning formula combination that helps our agents in the workplace. So great stuff there. If you don't have access to that article, it's on our website. But the whole point behind all of this, how we are not just sitting back there like a lot of our competitors saying, oh, we have a great contract with one of our companies, and we've done very well over the years, and we're just going to bring on some more companies and hope everything works out for us. No, that's not the answer. Okay, yes, you need great contracts, great commissions, great service, but there's a lot more to it than that. Okay, we feel it's our job to go out there and find new CRM tools, sales programs, lead generators to help our agents get in the door, because if you have no one to share your story to, you're not going to make sales. You can have the best contract in the world at 262% on a 20-year term, but if you have no one to sell to, that's not going to do you any good. And we get that here. So yes, we give you those three things because those are necessities, but we also give you everything else that you need to be a successful life insurance agent out there. Okay, moving forward here, we're going to slide through. We have about 2 or 3 minutes left, and then Joe's going to take over and dive into each carrier presentation. Basically what we did, we took all the carriers that were in attendance that day, and we grabbed the best information that they were presenting, and we wrapped it up in a quick slide webinar, which you'll see in just a second here. Okay, so moving along here, the iGenius platform we started about 15 years ago, and that's when I scratched my head and said, you know what, all this commissions and service and carriers and great products, that's all important, but we need to build a platform that will help our agents get in the door to share their story, and that's exactly what you're looking at today. Just take a look around there on the bottom. Josh Hoffman heads up our annuity division. We have made all of the necessary changes just in case that DOL provision hits. Right now, nothing has changed, but in case anything happens, Josh Hoffman is ready. We have made all the changes necessary. If you have any questions, please call Josh anytime. If you've never sold an annuity, call Josh. Let him put a case together for you. He is a rocket scientist, literally, when it comes to annuities and advanced case design for life insurance, or even any tax questions, advantages, penalties. Josh is your go-to guy, so depend on him. He is awesome. Okay, full social media platform. If you want to get up and running, we have a turnkey system that's ready to go. We have the X-Ray 24/7 automated underwriter that's at your fingertips. That allows you to assess a client if you give us just a little bit of information or a lot of information about the health of a particular client. The system will tell you exactly what health class, what premium, and what carrier is best suited for that client. INS Professional. That is where you're going to go to set up your own retail agent website. Now, I'll tell you, folks, if you don't have a website these days, you're falling behind. You're going to be the Kawasaki of the personal watercraft world. So you must have a website. I don't care if it's your own or you want to create your own using INS Professional, which is our free tool. Totally up to you. There's a built-in lead generation system, built-in life insurance, final expense quoter, various articles, calculators, everything that you need for a fully functional agent website is at insprofessional.com. Okay, Agency Automator on the left side. This is brand new for 2017. We've been working on this for a couple of years now. We're going to talk more in a couple minutes, but I'll just give you the quick 50-foot overview. Agency Automator is a CRM tool on steroids, okay? It's a CRM tool, but also you can go in every single month and put in certain criteria. So let's say I'm working, younger generation parents that are making an average income of $100,000 in these 3 zip codes. I can dial in all of that criteria in the system, and it will spit out 10,000 names, emails, addresses, and phone numbers every single month to me at no charge that I can market to. Okay, I have an email campaign that's built in the system. Okay, I also can set various reminders. Okay, I can have my assistant call every single prospect in my lead generation system and put together a whole campaign that maybe talks about scholarships or final expense or IUL, whatever the case is. Okay, this system has over 500,000 prospects that are at your fingertips. Agency Automator Plus, same concept, but it's built for recruiting agents. Okay, so everything that you're seeing in front of you, you can go out and market to new agents. And as soon as they hit the reply button and you have a new agent that's ready to talk, you can send them over to us, or you can handle everything. They go in your hierarchy, you sit back and make your override. It's that simple. And we have literally hundreds of more things that will help you be more effective in 2017 and in the future. That makes up our iGenius platform. So please call any one of our marketers, and we will make sure that you are fully up and running, because, again, we know if you are not comfortable, then we all lose out here. So it's in all of our best interest to make sure you're comfortable with everything. Okay, moving forward here, we're going to talk about just a few more statistics, and then we're going to show you a quick overview of our Agency Automator scholarship platform and the new app that just came out, and then Joe will take it from here. So as I was saying, with INS Professional, with your own free agent website, okay, it is a no-brainer. I don't care what experience level you have. We made it very simple, very turnkey. You literally log in. You can pick from 20 different templates. We even have mobile compatible templates as well, so your clients can look you up on their cell phone, run quotes, sign up online. They can do anything from their cell phones now as well. We have a few new themes that we also threw in there that are very professional that we think you'll like. We have a full life insurance quoter, final expense quoter, and what's neat is when your client goes in to run a quote, they have to put in their name, email, and phone number before they can see the quote. As soon as they do, you get an email in real-time fashion that says, hey, Lisa Smith just ran a term quote. Well, you pick up the phone, call Lisa, and make the sale while she's still on your website and the lead is still hot. That's the name of the game for these websites, and everything is automatically built in. Okay, you can see those statistics on the right side. We went over some of those earlier. You can go over them again if you would like. Just a quick bullet there on the bottom. Average cost of a website in 2017 is $2,500 plus startup fees as well. If you're an active Levinson agent, this is free. Okay, again, another perk. There's no premium requirement. We don't say, oh, you have to write at least 10 apps a month. If you're active, it's free. That simple. No gray area. Okay, Agency Automator. This is a dream come true for me, folks. So we have been working on various CRM tools for the last 10 years now. We were one of the first IMOs to come out with a system called iRelay. We were very proud of that, and it worked well, but it was just a CRM tool. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, so the problem was the system worked great, okay, but it was just another CRM tool that was similar to the car industry or to the real estate world, and we wanted to build something that was more focused on and dedicated to the life insurance agent, something that allowed you to get new prospects and leads every month. Because the problem that we found is yes, the CRM worked great, but if you were a new agent and you didn't have a book of 5,000 clients, then it's going to do you no good. So we came out with a system that does all of those things, plus allows you to tap into our database of hundreds of thousands of clients in your area, okay, and generate new leads every month to add into your CRM tool, to add to your existing book of business. So that was the name of the game with Agency Automator, and this is free, okay? If you're active with us, this is free. Now, with Agency Automator, you have to write a minimum of $84 per month of life insurance premium, which is nothing. Okay, that's $1,000 a year. And if you're not writing $84 a month, I hate to say this, but it's probably time to look into another business. Okay, or if you're brand new, we will help you get up and running. And as soon as you hit that $84 a month minimum, we're going to pay you back for those fees that you put into Agency Automator. Okay, that's simple. So if you're active with us, we pay for your activation fees. We pay for your monthly ongoing charge. We pay for everything. So this winds up costing you nothing. And again, it allows 10,000 leads per month at no charge to you, and also helps you organize your existing database. And we have pre-built email campaigns, letters, everything that we have here at Levinson with life insurance, long-term care, disability, annuities is all built into the Agency Automator with various marketing tools that will help you get your foot in the door so you can share your story. This is a no-brainer. Just like having a website these days, you need a CRM tool. If it's ours or if you're using Salesforce, whatever it is, great, but you need these necessities in the life insurance world to be successful, okay? That you can count on. Okay, moving forward here, just 2 more slides left, and then Joe will take it from here. The Levinson Scholarship Platform, another no-brainer, folks. So a few years ago, we were able to put this platform together for our agents that were selling life insurance products. Now, we started with just one carrier, Kansas City Life, and the way it worked was if you sold a cash accumulation, a Kansas City Life product, you were able to give your client up to 1 free year scholarship, no charge to your client, no commission reduction, no charge to you to be part of the program. This is just another perk that you get by working with Levinson and Associates. So you fast forward to today, we have over 10 carriers and more than 100 products that qualify for the scholarship platform. And as of last week, okay, Sagicor is now in that list of qualified carriers. So every Sagicor product qualifies for 1 free year scholarship. So if you're not on board with us with Sagicor, I suggest you take out a contract as soon as possible. They're the ones that have those instant underwriting decisions, awesome whole life, permanent, great living benefits, great term. They have come a long way with some new upper management. Now with free scholarship, that is a win-win. Okay, so the scholarship platform, just real quick, it really allows you to put another designation onto your business card, okay, or your title. You now become a college planning professional. You can talk about different life insurance products that will help Jimmy or Johnny pay for a full 4-year tuition, plus save for either college planning, funding, retirement purposes. This is a no-brainer. And the way I like to describe this, if Joe is a life insurance agent and I'm a life insurance agent, and we're talking to the same client, okay, and we're both pitching term with return of premium, or let's say even final expense, okay, both A-plus rated carriers, the premium is neck and neck, but maybe they like Joe a little more than they like me. But I'm giving 1 free year scholarship for little Susie or little Johnny. Okay, that's a $40,000 value at no additional premium. Who do you think they're going to buy from? Every single time, they're going to buy from me, even if they like Joe a little bit more. Why? Because of the value added. Okay, they're getting a $40,000 scholarship at no additional premium. Come on, they're going to buy from me every single time. Even if Johnny goes to Florida State, and Florida State is not one of our 375 colleges on the list, it's okay, because little Susie might go to Lynn University here in Boca Raton, and she can use the scholarship. And if the 2 of them go to Florida State, the parents can transfer that scholarship to any blood relative or unborn child at any time. So do you see the value here? Okay, policy reviews. Every year that client has to go back to you to get an additional $500 of scholarship in their account. Do you think that policy is going to stay on the books? Do you think they're going to call you back a year or 5 years later to make sure they're getting that $500 and more points or scholarship for that year? Yes, it's going to keep your name in front of your clients. This is a win-win, folks. I don't know any other way to explain it, but you must be on board with our scholarship platform. And we have a bunch of marketing material, e-blasts, all kinds of stuff. There's no reason to not jump on board, and it's free for everybody. So this is no skin off your back, and in my opinion, a win-win for everyone involved. Okay, the brand new Levinson mobile app just launched. We've been working on this also for just over a year now. We were talking about it for a while. Finally got this launched. It's the first of its kind in the life insurance IMO space, so couldn't be any more happier with the new Levinson mobile app. This is a free download on any iPhone, Android, smartphone, tablets, and this allows you to pull out your iPhone or any smartphone, okay, from anywhere, anytime, and you can run all of the different quotes, underwriting assessments, e-apps, iGo. Just like you're in front of your desktop on our website, you can do everything from your iPhone in minutes, all in real-time fashion. So I literally would take your phones out now, go to the App Store. You can even type in Levinson Life Insurance. You'll see it pop up. Free download. I wouldn't wait. And this is only going to get bigger and better. So again, once again, we're one step ahead of our competition. And as you can see, last and final slide before Joe takes over and jumps into the carrier slides, lightning term. You talk about game changers. You talk about being the Yamahas of the PWC world. Okay, we did just that. We answered to the industry. Everyone said, of course, we love to sell that cheap, inexpensive term, but we wish it was done faster. Why do we have to wait a month with exams and statuses and APSs and blood and urine tests? Well, we came out with the first ever online term product that is 100% client-driven. What does that mean? That means you can email your client a link, okay? And whenever it's convenient for that client, they open your email, click on the link, run a quote, sign up online with the online application, hit submit. They are done. The policy gets mailed within 3 days as long as there's no red flags. That's standard risk or better. Pricing is as inexpensive as, say, a Banner or AIG preferred non-tobacco health class. So this is the future. This is freaking awesome. If you want to send out an e-blast, this is the way to go. If you want to market life insurance on your website or on your Facebook page, this is the way to go. If you know any mortgage companies, P&C shops, health agencies, throw this link on their website. Anyone who clicks, buys a policy, you get full commissions plus double-digit renewals, and there's no work involved on your part. So again, a no-brainer here. There's only 3 health questions on the application. This is a win-win. We now have 2 products. We have the mortgage protection term and the level guarantee term. We have quick 2-minute videos. If you want, we can email those out to you so you can understand how the product works. But this is another game changer from Levinson. With that, folks, I'm going to introduce Joseph Lochran. He's going to jump into all of the carrier presentations, and we'll wrap up right before 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So what I'm going to do is actually run through just kind of a quick snapshot of every carrier that was represented at the 10th Annual Agent Expo, talk about some of the highlights of the presentation. I will be moving very quickly here, but of course, everybody on the call will actually receive a link to the recording as well as the material for every carrier and the concepts that I'm covering. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. The first carrier is actually AXA. AXA's focus was really on their long-term care services, and then something that I'll go into at the bottom of the screen, which is called their cash surrender value rider. So really with AXA, what was so important about that long-term care rider is that not only are the clients getting that death benefit protection, but also we're able to accelerate that death benefit in the event there's any of the triggers for that long-term care rider, which is basically not being able to perform at least 2 of the activities of daily living. So in this scenario, they're showing this client having a death benefit of $1 million. If they were to become disabled, they could access not only the cash value, but then if they actually claimed on that LTC rider, in this scenario, they were getting up to about $19,000 per month. So great LTC rider, very inexpensive, can be used for qualified long-term care expenses, also available on most individual permanent life insurance products with AXA, and of course, a great death benefit cost. At the bottom, the cash surrender value rider is pretty unique. What I did here was I ran an illustration for a 63-year-old male. You'll see that they're actually putting in $100,000 of annualized premium, and of course, this same concept applies if you want to put in $10,000, $20,000, whatever the scenario might be. But what you'll see there circled in red is that there are no surrender charges being applied to this contract. So that client is fully liquid from day one. If they put in $100,000 and they want to surrender that contract, they can get all their money back. You'll also see that that death benefit on the far right-hand side is an increasing death benefit option. So from day one, that client's getting complete liquidity for cash surrender value and a death benefit of just under $300,000. Now, if you add on that LTC rider, you kind of have a trifecta of benefits with the liquidity, the more than doubling the client's investment on death benefit, and access to that long-term care rider. So a great concept with AXA. Of course, they are one of our go-to companies for larger death benefits, typically $1 million or more. You're going to see the AXA term product and universal life and IUL product be very competitive. The next carrier is actually Banner Life, Legal and General America. We actually had an underwriter come all the way down from Maryland to talk to us about some of the underwriting improvements. Banner Life has always been one of our key term carriers. So when it comes to term insurance, Banner Life, you'll see on the quote engine through Levinson.com, will typically always be in about the top 5 or 6 companies on the website. They are one of our go-to carriers for any sort of moderate to medium underwriting risk. So one thing they did mention was some of their new Preferred Plus or preferred categories. You'll see on the screen here, you can actually get Preferred Plus for clients who quit smoking just 3 years ago, clients with controlled cholesterol, hypertension. Preferred Plus is available. Also, type 2 diabetes. Banner Life not only has standard and preferred rates, but standard plus, which is in between that standard and preferred rate. So those clients with controlled type 2 diabetes can get standard plus. Also, clients with asthma or even anxiety or depression, if it's well controlled, can get preferred rates. So really strong in the underwriting category. They also announced a streamlined underwriting program. If you have a client who's relatively healthy, they'll actually perform the MIB, the script check, the MVR. We've actually seen policies where the exams have been waived for qualifying applicants. So although we don't have all the criteria, if you have a healthy younger client, they're more than likely going to get pushed right through the underwriting process, and those exams are going to be waived from Legal and General. So great term company, great underwriting resources. The next company that presented was Protective Life. Protective Life really has some great options. They're one of the few companies that actually has a term product that is on a UL chassis, which allows us to do some pretty creative things. We can actually accept 1035 money into a term contract. So if somebody has an older UL policy and they don't need the long-term duration, but they need a higher death benefit, we can actually 1035 cash value into a 10, 15, 20, 25, 30-year term and actually get that client more coverage for that 30-year term duration. They also have a great universal life product called Advantage Choice UL that only has a 9-year surrender period, great cash value, great for short pay scenarios. If you have somebody who wants a death benefit guaranteed at age 95 or 100, but they only want to pay for 10 or 15 years, Protective's cost for the universal life product is very minimal compared to other companies. So always a great company to go to for universal life. Also, we talked about the Index Choice UL product, which is their index product. Extremely competitive cash values. There is a 2-year rolling target. So a lot of times with Index Universal Life, if your client is really funding that policy over the first couple of years very heavily, you'll actually get paid on that 2nd year rolling target, which is great. Also, we did focus on the Extend Care Rider, which is a chronic illness accelerated death benefit that acts just like a long-term care rider. So you can actually pick between anywhere $1,000 or a little over $10,000 of monthly acceleration for that client on that protective contract. So great company, great underwriting, a lot of great products to choose from. The next company that presented was Illinois Mutual, which is one of our go-to disability carriers. They have a great DI product. One thing that they updated a couple years ago that we use on a daily basis is their streamlined underwriting criteria. For the longest time, if a client wanted a disability product, there was a lot of cumbersome underwriting with exams and financial reporting, and you had to send in tax returns, and it was always difficult to get a disability product. So What Illinois Mutual did is they actually streamlined the entire process for those clients getting up to $3,000 or less of monthly income in a DI product. As long as you're submitting a complete and accurate application, they waive the exams, they waive the financial documentation to actually give you an answer within 2 business days, which is amazing if you think about the old underwriting process. So a great company, great underwriting. They do have return of premium on a DI product. So if your client doesn't use any disability benefits before age 65, they'll actually return 100% of their premium, which is great. Most DI products do not have that feature. One great thing, very, very important to know, you'll see here in red, www.5gquote.com. This is what they kind of call the Starbucks tool. So if you're with a client or you meet them at Starbucks and you don't want to pull out all sorts of illustrations or forms, you can go to the website, 5gquote.com. You can enter in the client's basic information. And if you look at the bottom right, it'll actually show you 3 different options: the least expensive, middle of the road, and then a more expensive policy that will adjust the elimination periods and the actual benefit period for that client. So great tool, quick, easy access. They do have an e-application, one of our go-to carriers for blue-collar disability. The next carrier that presented actually was Assurity Life. Assurity is one of our top go-to carriers for non-med products. Whether it's term, they actually have non-med term up to $350,000 all the way up to age 65, which is important because most companies that have a non-med term product, as you get above age 50, 55, 60, they start to cut back the amount of death benefit that you're able to issue. Assurity will actually allow $350,000 of coverage all the way up to age 65. They also have non-med disability, critical illness, whole life, universal life. They even have a great whole life product for juveniles that, of course, comes with that scholarship program that Bill mentioned. One thing that they did focus on was their joint whole life insurance product. This is really interesting. It's a great niche for the marketplace. It is really one of the only first-to-die products. We have a lot of second-to-die or survivorship products, but basically the way this works is it can cover a husband and wife, and it pays out on the death of the first insured. What's really neat is you can actually choose a smaller whole life benefit and add a term rider, so you can really minimize the cost, but also have one policy that takes care of both needs. Really, really great product. You can also add children's term rider, waiver premium riders. So a lot of great things with Assurity Life. Of course, that joint whole life is a relatively new product. Also, I will mention on the right-hand side, they have great conferences for writing agents. Next year, they actually are hosting one in Sydney, Australia, and it's actually just for $67,000 of required premium. As a writing agent, you actually can win that all-expense-paid trip to Australia. So definitely a company to look at if you're interested in quick, easy, simplified issue products. And if you're looking for an agent trip, even better. The next carrier we covered was Lincoln Financial. Lincoln's always been a strong company. They have a couple different categories here. Of course, their term products are great, but they're really strong with death benefit guarantees. They do have a table shape program, so for clients 70 and younger, you can actually get table 1, 2, and 3 shaved off to standard. So it's great to use their guaranteed universal life product with that table shape program. Also, when it comes to liquidity, they have some extremely competitive index universal life products. Again, you can use that table shape program. And then they have a great what's called Life Enhance, which is an accelerated benefit rider for long-term care. Great to add onto that GUL contract, even that index universal life product. And then on the right-hand side, they actually came out with a streamlined underwriting process that is completely paperless, from running a quote to submitting the application to actually using their e-delivery platform. So any clients ages 18 to 50, anywhere from 100,000 to $500,000, you can actually use this Term Excel product and actually have a policy issued. Really, we've seen in a matter of 2 or 3 days, sometimes sooner, actually go through the entire process. No paramedic exam, no medical records, extremely streamlined. You'll see that right on CarrieLevinson.com. Whenever you run quotes, you'll see Lincoln, you'll see the regular product, then you'll see the Term Excel. So keep your eyes peeled when you are running term quotes. The next company we covered was Allianz Life. Of course, very, very well known for their Index Universal Life product, the Life Pro Plus. They also have the Pro Plus Survivor, which is a survivorship Index Universal Life product. We've been illustrating some really phenomenal index universal life products with Allianz, especially when it comes to distribution around retirement age, taking withdrawals and loans out of the policy. They have some very, very competitive loan rates, which makes it a great go-to carrier for cash value and accumulation. When it comes to index universal life, there's a lot of different options out there, and what you typically see is that the carrier with the highest cash value at retirement age isn't necessarily always the best one for the client to take distributions. You may have a smaller distribution amount in that IUL policy, even though you have a higher cash value. So it's always important to run a couple different scenarios, but right now Allianz is really leading the pack when it comes to the IUL. They also have accelerated underwriting for clients 25 to 60 for $1 million or less, which is phenomenal for preferred plus non-tobacco rates. You can use this on their IUL product. Very quick, very easy. We're seeing cases being issued that actually take advantage of that accelerating program in just a day or two. So great go-to company for Index Universal Life. The next presenter was American National, always been a great carrier for underwriting. Also, you'll see at the top, they actually have living benefits included on every single one of their products. If you look, up to $250,000 of coverage can actually be issued ages 18 to 65. That includes the ART 10, 15, 20, and 30 year. So a couple things to notice about American National. They do have a table reduction program on their GUL product. They have some great cash value in their IUL product. Of course, living benefits, this is very unique. You can actually accelerate up to $2 million for living benefit acceleration. Most other companies are going to cap you out typically at $1 million or even $250,000 or $500,000. So a great company to use. Also, Underwriting Express up to $250,000. So you'll see them on the quote engine as well. E-application, straight through processing. Great, quick, easy carrier if you need a policy done very quickly. The next carrier that presented was American General. We all are familiar with American General. You know, they've got a big name. Of course, some very competitive term products. One thing about American General is if you do have a case that has a table rating, their table ratings are actually typically about 20 to 30% less than any other carrier that might give that client a table rating. So definitely look at them if you have a slight impairment or you come back with a table rating. They're usually going to show up very, very competitive. AIG's presentation was on something they call the 10-10-10 plan, which is basically a scenario where they're using their universal life or index universal life product to actually show the client paying in money for 10 years, taking a break for 10 years and letting that death benefit cover them and letting that cash accumulate. And then the third 10 is actually taking 10 years of distributions. American General really came out with a universal life product and rider that not only has chronic illness riders, but also they did things a little bit differently. Normally in a universal life policy, you actually take the cash value from your cash value account. Well, American General decided that they were going to switch things up and actually make it a little bit easier for the client. Instead of accelerating that cash value from your cash value account, you can actually take the money out of your death benefit while you're still alive, which is pretty unique. If you look at the middle column of this illustration and you look towards the bottom there and you see I've circled in red the client taking out a little over $23,000 a year, you'll see that the death benefit actually gets reduced by the amount of cash they're taking out of the policy. So it actually allows the client to accelerate their death benefit while they're still alive. And of course, you don't actually need to qualify for any chronic or LTC rider. You can basically turn this on when you'd like to and start taking income out of that policy. Of course, your death benefit gets reduced, but it's a great option for clients that want a minimally fun and universal life product, not have to really pay in too much premium. So great concept, great illustration, just kind of a new way to present clients using life insurance to help supplement retirement, and then along the way having death benefit protection, as well as having that chronic illness rider in case something happens. The next presenter we had was One America. Phenomenal products. These are really some great hybrid life, long-term care annuity products. One thing that's very, very unique with this One America product, and as you can see from the screen, they have several different products. They're one of the only carriers that actually has a joint life policy where you can actually put premium in, have death benefit coverage, and also access long-term care pool of money for any sort of LTC needs. So we have the Asset Care products, which are single premiums, the Asset Care 4, which is an annual premium, but some great scenarios. If you're writing any of the Lincoln MoneyGuard product, I highly recommend taking a look at One America. They've got some great solutions, great commissions, and you'll see a lot of long-term care benefit compared to some of the other products in the industry. One thing I will say that there is a lifetime LTC benefit you can use with the One America contract, which no other carrier has. The next presenter was Mutual of Omaha. Mutual of Omaha has some great products. Really what we focused on was an advanced marketing concept, which is called the business valuation tool. What they'll basically allow you to do is if you have a client that's a small business owner, 75% of small business owners don't actually know what their business is worth. So what Mutual of Omaha will allow you to do as an agent is to go and gather some information about the client. You can see a questionnaire on the bottom left-hand side there. Gather some information on their business, and what Mutual of Omaha will do is actually put together a presentation that will show that client just how much their company is worth, what sort of risks they need to look out for, whether there's a business succession planning model in place or not. They'll actually let that client know what their risks are, what risks they need to avoid, and it will actually put you in a great position to be able to offer, whether it's life insurance or disability or even a retirement plan to that client to help cover that need. So a great option there. I will send out those questionnaires and presentations at the end of the day with all the information. The last presenter here was actually Principal Financial. We actually heard from their DI specialist. We covered a lot of great things, not only individual DI, but also business overhead expense. This particular product is called DI Retirement Security. They're one of the only carriers in the industry I know that actually have this product. When you look at disability insurance, most of it covers the client's ordinary income, typically up to 60 or 62%. What we really never think about is what happens to your client's retirement plan. We know that when they become disabled, they're actually going to be able to take their disability policy, pay their mortgage, their utilities, buy the groceries, whatever it might be. But that retirement plan that they've been saving for every single month for when they turn 65 or 67 is no longer being funded. So what this product does, it actually insures your client's retirement plan. They'll actually contribute a little over $5,700 a month into your client's qualified retirement plan. So when they do hit retirement age, they're still going to have that product available and still be able to live off that retirement income and not be basically trying to find a way to go back to work. So great concepts there. Again, I know I went a little bit fast, but everybody will receive an email with all the information that we covered.
Yep, great stuff, Joe. We had a lot of information, basically 9 hours of information in 45 minutes. So great job, Joe. And again, thank you to all of our agents for taking the time and listening to us today. We hope you walked away with something. We're going to send out an email to everyone on the call, and we'll include brochures and pamphlets, any marketing material that has to do with everything that we went over. And I can't encourage you enough to try and make next year's agency Expo so important. It's only going to get bigger and better. That's our promise to you, and we've done that every single year for the last 10 years now. So don't miss the next Expo. A few upcoming agent training events that I also think you should attend. Very important. Agency Automator. That's where you're going to get your leads every single month at no charge in your CRM tool. We do live presentation trainings every Tuesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This is standing every single week. So jot that down. Agency Automator Plus, that's the same concept as Agency Automator, but used for recruiting new agents. Okay, that's also a standing event every single Monday and Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you want to register or see what's coming up for that particular week, just go to the training calendar on our website on CarrieLevinson.com. On the bottom there, very important, that is tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That is our official grand opening, if you will, for Sagicor Life and their new almost instant underwriting decisions platform. Okay, we're going to go over the whole Sagicor portfolio of products, their new technology, and number one, most important, now comes with a free scholarship for all of their products just approved yesterday. So don't miss that call tomorrow. 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We will make sure that you are up and running. With that said, it's 3 p.m. Eastern, and we are on our final slide. I just want to thank everyone for being on the call. Thank you to all of our agents who were in attendance. And again, you'll see our video. It'll come out in the next day or two. So it'll give you a real good feel on how the day went at our March 31st, 2017 Expo. With that said, we want to end with this, raising the bar once again for the life insurance industry since 1972. Let's go out and make it happen. Have a great rest of the week, a good weekend, and great selling. Take care.